This is a video that I never thought I was gonna make this. Because clearly I thought Kyle Busch, right? One of those number 8 drivers guys at Hendrick at Georgia Childress, um, is actually gonna come back from his illness. Well, to be fair, when I saw a subscriber that Kyle Busch dies, I thought that it was gonna be a troll video, but I look at these articles and I thought, oh my god, is that real? Is this real? Is that happening? Like Greg Biffle's death in the airplane, like he dies in an airplane crash. Now Kyle Busch, yeah, current driver. I know he's 41. I know he's his 40s. He's getting his 40s well, but he's dead. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. It's disrespectful, but he passed away, and I was like, oh my god, no way, no, no, no. I don't know how other drivers are going to react to this. I don't know how sponsors, organizers, owners are going to react to this because that's your star driver, right? That's your guy. That's coming of his age and he has 5 kids to worry about because of illness, right? My God. And it's someone that I never thought I was going to, I never thought, I'm not a fan of him because of personality and stuff, but over the last 2 years, he's really changed up for the best, right? You gotta say that, you know, every time you drive for the car, it's like you're basically taking your life, right? Be grateful that, yes, some of us sort of have great lives, right? I'm still stuck on benefits, but I'm so grateful of being alive. I saw that second chance of this earth. I do, right? 'Cause, years ago, I was in, depression mode, on and off, nowadays, but improved a lot. Now I'm like, depressed and still, I can't off myself, but I'm like, nah, because I haven't started that much really, like, because I'm only exams, but yeah, I should just dash it up. But I still got a chance at hurt though, so, um, but yeah, Kyle Busch, man. I don't know if he's got many injuries. I know he got a leg injury back in 2015 and, he can get back running, but he has the type of different illness that it is hard, and I know I'm gonna believe it. And he passed away in the hospital. Well, I got his journey. That's why I'm talking on the phone, and I'm just shocked, really shocked. Is that is a guy that I never expected. Right, all we expected is he's gonna pass away in old age, right? 93. Was a great time with his great family. Now it's like current driver that we see regularly. I don't want to see much, but I see regularly still, most regularly. And it's just, oh my God. We all are shocked, we all heartbroken by that news. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe next couple of days we will see any news, any articles, any improvement, any updates to that, next driver that is going to take over the number 8. But right now, all we can do reminisces and, go through the memories of Kyle Busch era, right? Because he's a legendary, man. And also Greg Biffle too, but I think, because he retired driver, so that's completely different. And obviously he's not racing anymore, so, we will go through clips and he died of, plane crash, which is, shocking. And obviously Denny Hamlin mother passed away again. Someone's not current driver, obviously RIP to her, but it's not like, hitting because that is someone that's, non-driver, but, someone that doesn't affect me personally, but Kyle Busch does affect because I watch all this radioactive and all is, racist, right? And it's like, oh, oh my God, passed away, man. Oh my, oh my God. That is even worse than Nico Jota when he died of car crash. That is someone that that can, take away his life completely, right? I just can't believe it, man. I just cannot believe anything that's going on. I can't believe it, really. Honestly, it's shocking. It really is shocking, because you have to go back all the way, where Dale Jr. Passed away, and now it's really shocking because it was current driver back in the day, but I wasn't born that day, so I never felt that one. But number eight, yeah, number eight, and he's got a milestone to catch up, but I can't see him now because, well, he's in heaven. That's all I can say. He's in heaven, really. Uh, anyway, sorry about that. Family, disruptions, annoying. But anyways, I don't know when was the last time that a driver passed away when he was a current driver. I'm not talking about retired drivers because those are completely different, and those are like, guys that's already stopped their racing and have to do different things. Just just a regular citizen would, right? Just living and breathing. Um, F1 drivers. To be honest with you, I mean, you only had Jules Bianchi, and that was the current driver, and that hits her, directly, right? And Kyle Busch was a top driver back in it. Top driver still, or was a top driver, right? It was a top driver, yeah? Any team would pick him up, really. Any team pick him up. But Jules Bianchi was someone as a midfielder, someone that we never really remembered him, if I'm honest with you. I wasn't a fan of him. Obviously, now it's like, things have changed since his death, and things have changed, and that's why I became Halo, because Bianchi's death, right? That increases safety of the F1 cars with the Halo screen above the, the cockpit. And, well, it saved a lot of drivers alive, only Amman, right? So, subhanAllah, right? It saved a lot of F1 drivers, yeah, because F1 drivers are prone to being, getting hospitalized and possibly being died because of the, G force and G reactions and, that kind of stuff over there, right? So it's something that, people have to take granted for, right? Even if, it's not something that, we should, sort of congratulate. It's something that, okay, things are perfect, but you know what? At least that's grateful. At least it's still walking. That's better than being dead. Yeah? Because when it's dead, it's like, that's it. That's your life gone. And now you're up in the clouds. That, you never can believe that, you're still walking, even if it's their lives ain't perfect, and not very perfect, but, you can still walk and you can still breathe. You still do things. Yeah? But is that once you, pass away, it's like, you can't, you just can't. Just can't. That's even, that's going to be even more sad. This, I don't know. I don't know how to say this, Again, RIP to Kyle Busch. Although our wishes in Jannah. I don't know how to go die, but hope that, he will be in heavens and cloud with Dale Senior and lots of great drivers that you can be him, right? And I was even, it's even shocking that my dad's, really died of, cancer, right? And honestly, now it's like normal illness, cancer is like, I took it seriously because, I know my dad is, right? And I thought, cancer was actually real until it started affecting you. So it's like, if you have cancer, usually, right, you try to get clearance. Sometimes you go to hospital and you check if you have cancer, and obviously they give you remedies and stuff like that. But sometimes if it's like, it terminates in illness, which means you have about 7 months to die. That is even shocking, because you never know when you never know how you get a cancer, right? And that's something that I don't know. God has told you that if you have cancer or not, right? then you got several months to try and talk to your doctor, see if you can get rid of it. Yeah, if there's any like how do you say, any remedy courses or something, right? If there's any surgery to clear it out, or something that actually soothing out at least. But if you've got terminating illness, you just can't do anything. You're not gonna die. It's 9 months. If you've been given time frame, you're gonna die in 10 months. Yeah, and it's something that we all go through this, and we are gonna, Oscars in day judgment whether, if we did the right thing or not, and whether we did enough, to enjoy our lives, to enjoy this world, yeah, and whether we pass away or not, and whether day judgment is a, oh, yeah, that's a real thing, but I don't know, and that's for Kyle Busch, and I'll let it decide that, not me. I'm just a guy that serving of God, so. But yeah, anyways, maybe next few days we'll come up with. As for right now, there's some reminiscing, but in the next couple of days, sort of reminiscence, and they will then, they will decide who the next driver of the number 8 is, and the crew chief is, and whatever that is. But you will see, soon, shortly after. All right. So yeah, take care, and yeah, speak to you, and next, yeah, I'll speak to you after the Grand Prix results. Okay, bye.